And welcome back to Red Card. I'm your host, Anthony Totera, and we have relocated Michael Stefano, head coach of TFC Academy. Michael, we were going to send out a search warrant for you, but we got you on. How are you?
No, not bad, not bad. Just got a little bit caught up with the storm here.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, we understand here in Ontario, Canada, especially in the southern part, it has been a real wild day of weather. But nonetheless, we've got you on here, Michael. And again, we want you to discuss your season first and foremost as the head coach of TFC Academy in new semi-pro league, League One, and what a season it has been so far for your squad. Another victory against Masters. Let's talk about it, Michael. Watching your team play a couple games this season, they're organized, they're relaxed. I don't see yourself or any of your assistants, whether it's Conway or Dominic Gentile, yelling at the players, actually describing what you want from them and talking to them like men. That's got to be something you work in training on with these young men. Am I right?
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, if you look at the way the players, comport themselves on the pitch, on and off the pitch, for that matter, we are trying to, like you said, try to develop young professionals at the end of the day. So you need to treat them like professionals. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm very pleased with the way they've represented TFC Academy up to this point, and hopefully, a few of these boys will be in the first team one day and will make the city proud.
Well, you've got some guys on there that I think are ready for the next step. We saw Dylan Sacramento score the first goal in league history, number 10 in the 10-minute mark. That was outstanding. But my question to you is this, Michael. You've got a squad there that is highly touted as youngsters that hopefully one day will go on to success, maybe with a top university in the NCAA, maybe with the senior club, maybe in Europe. How do you juggle all these young stars on this team to give them the proper time? How important is it for you and your staff to communicate what you're expecting from them, what type of responsibilities and what type of minutes you're going to give them?
Well, you know what, Anthony, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I've been with the Academy now for 4 years, and this has been the most challenging group that I've worked with up to this point. I would say challenging in a positive way, just because there are a number of players, when you talk about age and the range that we're working with, there's players there that, besides having a team objective that we've built with the group, each one of them does have an individual objective set for themselves, and that varies throughout the squad. And understanding that each player has an individual development plan, and these are set out early on in the season, so that we can keep these young men on track and not get too tied up with the winning and the losing. It's more about their development as young men and young players, and really focusing on that. And so, for me, the challenge becomes just balancing their competitiveness, their willingness to work hard and to win, with the fact of the matter that, these young men still have a long way to go. A few of them do. Some of them are a little closer to that first team or that, U.S. university environment. So just having that balance and getting them to understand that we do have some different objectives set for individuals, but at the end of the day, I think we're all on the same path in the sense that we all want to achieve something important down the road.
Michael, you're playing up against some of the squads that have a lot of veterans on their team. You look at Vaughan with a couple MLSers in the past in Stinson, Lombardo. You look at Sigma with Kyle Lauren. You look at Welshman. I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, you look at some of the other clubs like Woodbridge with Franco Lopresti and Oscar Cordone. And they're going up against your squad, Michael, that's got some real young guys. How do you get these guys prepared mentally? Never mind on the field, but mentally knowing and understanding that, hey, it doesn't matter that, they surpass you by 3, 4, 5 years of age. What matters is that you go with them toe-to-toe and show them your skill and development. What kind of challenge is that before the season started to make them understand that this isn't a big hurdle to go over?
These players, every single one of them, Anthony, knows that the staff, the technical staff, the medical staff, everybody that works in that building is there for them. And so having that support and having that confidence that, we do believe in every single one of these boys, and that's the reason why they're there. It really does help them to get over that, that mental obstacle of having to perform on a daily basis. Training is intense on a daily basis. Everything that they do prepares them for the match, for their eventual professionalism in the game. So it's not necessarily a matter of preparing them game after game. it really is an integral development of the young player. And so, just like any habit, just like you can form bad habits, you can certainly form good habits. And that's exactly what we've done with a lot of these players. Is we formed that habit of wanting to win and wanting to be important and do things in a very specific manner, and that has really, how can I say, translated into their performances on the pitch. So what you're seeing on the pitch now is, many years of getting them to understand that if you want to be a professional, then you need to be professional in everything that you do.
There's an identity that I've seen with your team early on, Michael. There's a style of play that is unlike some of the other clubs that have their own style, but there's a possession style of play from your club, and it's not north-south. It's controlling the mid. It's linking up from the back to the mid and using your strikers at the right opportunities. How long? I'm pretty sure this must take a long time to really develop that in the mind and on the field to get what you want from them. It doesn't come overnight.
Absolutely not. No, I mean, it's at the end of the day, the player has to have a certain level of soccer intelligence. So, obviously we've helped to develop that in the younger ages, and at this point now, being able to develop that style at a high level is possible. And so being able to translate a coach's ideas on the pitch largely relies on the quality of the player. Although they are a little bit younger, like I said earlier, a lot of these players are very confident in their play, not afraid of making mistakes, and that is, for me, the crucial thing. My philosophy is my players in general should never be afraid of making mistakes, because at the end of the day, this is the way the player learns. And so if they never have that pressure of, making a mistake is going to see me out of the squad or is going to get me subbed out, then that's when you can really start to teach. And so having that style, although it's nice to watch, it's entertaining, it does take a long time to really bring that out of the player and out of the squad, for that matter. But full credit to the boys. They really do take in and absorb everything that I've thrown at them for the last few months. And I'm happy. I'm happy with the way they've performed to this point.
Well, that's refreshing to hear that, Michael. A couple other questions, and then we'll let you go. In your estimation, in watching this League One take off since the beginning, and I've seen every team once, a couple, 2 or 3 times already, is this the right step for Ontario? Is this the right step for Canada, that we get this competition that I believe, anyway, we needed long time ago in this province and country?
Listen, Anthony, with the particular age group that I'm working with, and with the age group even below mine, which is the junior academy team, it is critically important that these players are up against it week in and week out. If they're not competing against teams that are giving them the resistance that they need to really up their level, to increase their performance level, to get the most out of the player, this is the only way that we're going to be able to form the professionals that we want coming out of this country. If we want a national team that can compete with other national teams at a higher level, then we need to be able to. This is the starting point, as far as I'm concerned. There's still quite a bit to grow, but this is what we needed. This is what we needed. It's especially with the older age groups, we need higher resistance levels, and so this is hopefully down the road is going to give us exactly what we need. But obviously, the starting point has been great. I think it's got only up to go. We can only improve.
Michael, as we close it out, I remember your dad, God rest his soul. He gave so much to the community in the Toronto GTA area. He was really passionate about letting the kids have a place to play, and he wanted to make sure that all those kids that were on the street had an opportunity to play the game they love. Whether they had money or not, I know this for a fact, that he made sure that those kids had a place to play. Where you're at today, Michael, a lot of people would love to have your situation in your position. Who would you like to thank along the way that helped get where you're at today, living a dream, let's be honest, where a lot of other guys would love to live? Obviously, you've worked for it, but there's a lot of guys that would love to be there. Who do you want to thank along the way to help get where you're at?
Well, I mean, you've already mentioned, my dad played a big part in motivating me to do more for this game and to help grow the sport in this country. I owe a big thank you to him. I want to thank also Juan Cruz Real, who showed me that there is football out of Canada, and helped me to develop my coaching ability as well. Stuart Neely actually brought me in to the Toronto FC Academy back in 2011. I want to thank him for seeing something in me that as far as I'm concerned, not many had seen prior, and he gave me the chance. And thank goodness I'm here now, and I have been able to give the most. Thomas Rongen, again, helped me to develop and to grow as a young coach. But I mean, I'm sure I'm missing someone down the line, but certainly where I'm at is not up to myself alone. I've had a lot of great mentors and teachers along the way, and I owe it all to them.
Wow, Stuart Neely and I go way back, Michael. I had him in our studio at the Fan 590 in Toronto a couple years back, and he's a character. Happy to have him back in Ontario, and we go back and forth with one another, but he's got a big heart, and he cares about the game in Ontario and in Canada, so it's good to have him back. Michael, good luck the rest of the way, and keep developing players so that TFC has a bright future, not only for MLS, but also in Canada. Continued success, Michael.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you on. That is Michael Stefano, head coach of TFC Academy.